Good evening and welcome to Die Drink and Die presents Enter the Dungeon episode 23. I'm your demon host Marty, joined by the full Ontario crew. How is everyone doing? Adam, Mark, and Ahmed.
Hello.
Hello.
Good days.
Hello.
I am still sick, sort of. So, if I accidentally honk my schnoz before muting, I apologize in advance.
Hope you feel better, buddy. Why don't you kill some characters?
Mojang Bot is running.
No, I mean, like NPCs characters, yeah. Bad opposite. Come on, you know what I mean.
No, Ahmed, I'm not going to run my characters into the middle of nothing. All right, so I got to point out that it is Movember, and we're not even halfway through, and I don't like a mustache.
Give me 2
I would
days
much rather the bottom half of the goatee than the top half, right?
Yeah. You're not shaving the bottom?
Through it, and then I had some colleagues at work tell me that I'm looking like a singer from the '80s, mostly colleagues from South Asia, that region. They're telling me that to get some gold chains and a leather jacket, and then go to the casino and take some pictures.
I think you need a pinstripe suit and need to start drawing mice, dude. You can get rich. I said I wouldn't, but there it is. I'm sorry.
The mouse.
The mouse.
Yeah, we do have some shiny new panels. Thanks for noticing, Fox. As I was talking about, ooh, and we got shiny new art. It's a little bit more. I think it's a little cleaner. Yeah, and I found a way to crop out our all of this stuff from VC, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Adam is a breastplate, and Mark is a sword, and Ahmed
It's a fist.
is a fist. We're going to call him Mr.
Yeah.
There was a limited number of icons that came there. I had to put something in the little fiery dot. So
It's a monk. Oh.
yeah, and I dragged your character tokens over your name and that sort of thing. The way I looked at it was Mark, at least in this campaign, is definitely playing the damage output.
Yes.
And then Ahmed's playing the monk. And Adam's got the support characters?
Support staff. I am like documentation control.
Where's our toilet?
An essential part. But yeah.
When you don't have one, you notice. But
Exactly.
when you do have one and it works, you don't even talk to them.
You know they're doing a good job.
You only ever talk to Elk. You only talk to me when you need something crafted or you're bleeding.
Yeah, so
Shut up and make my ring.
a little bit cleaner, and there's some new animations for like some of the Twitch events, like follows and that sort of thing. So cool. Next step will be going to Fiverr and trying to get someone to build new badges and new emotes, just as part of a general refresh. But yeah.
What's up, folks?
And then I have to do the panels for the other game, Titan's Gift, which is it's like 3-4 hours of work to do this. But all right, that is a peek at that. Why don't we do a recap of last game after? Have we done our, like, Adam's sick, Mark's ready to go, Ahmed's ready for a nap? Okay, we're ready.
The 2 kids are off tomorrow and after.
I would just like to
That's how I do
say,
Yep.
I spent a couple hours last night at the movie theater watching Heavy Metal.
Is there a new Heavy
That's
Metal?
what I thought, and I had the whole theater to myself. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
Which one? Because they're both good. Heavy Metal 2000.
Heavy Metal.
Awesome.
Yeah. Good call, son.
I don't know if I was drunk or high the last. It wasn't as good as I remember.
I rewatched it. I watch Heavy Metal every about 5 years or so. So I'm not like I didn't have that big fall off of like the animation isn't as great as you thought it was.
No, I remembered the animation being a lot better. That happened to me with Thundercats too. Those DVDs destroyed my childhood.
There's a few like Inspector Gadget was one where I was like, oh, this shit's amazing. And then you're like,
no.
No, it's just the incremental improvements over time, and then and then you go back and you're like, ooh.
So, like, when you watch Jurassic Park now.
the first Jurassic Park still holds up pretty well. That one looks
Yeah,
good.
but, I
That's
mean,
not a great example.
No,
Jurassic
I
Park
look
2,
at him like
Lost
oh,
World, that
great.
looks like shit. But the first one,
It still looks really good, but it's like, oh, that's fake. But when I first saw it, like, Everybody hold.
For cartoons, the '90s X-Men cartoon still
That was awesome.
looks
That holds
awesome.
up, yeah.
That holds up, and then that, and then the Spider-Man one from with the metal intro, like
Yeah.
The 60s?
yeah. Not the
No,
60s.
no, not the 60s.
That doesn't hold up to the 60s.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
That one is right up there with fucking Rocket Robin Hood.
Yeah.
People...
Rocket Robin Hood and that old Hercules there where he had the Superman curl.
Well, you had the Superman curl, and they just run the monsters into each other.
Yeah.
Oh, the ones
And
with
they-
the horrible,
and
the horrible
they- and
noises, like.
They all sound.
Come on, Toot! It was like the same animations over and over.
Yep.
And when he ran, his upper body didn't move. It was just his legs. It was just...
More efficient animation.
Make more art.
Make more art. Unit of art per hour is the only measure.
I don't know if you guys remember this cartoon, Bionic 6.
Yes. Bionic 6. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Another one called Centurions and Cops.
I remember Cops. Yeah.
Centurion, wasn't that a
Centurion was
live
good.
action? Wasn't that a live action show?
No.
Or am I thinking
It's
of something
three
else?
dudes.
Hmm.
It's three dudes that like a ground guy, a water guy, and an air guy, and
Yep.
they could like teleport different parts to them. They had like a suit with like like you can put attachments on them. They're like, oh, there's like a tank, so he like teleports his minigun and like a missile launcher like shows up or something like that. And they have like a satellite. It was really cool.
In terms of things that,
That was
saved
like
a lot of
20 years
mental
ago.
fantasy, biker mice from Mars.
I didn't
Was-
even.
Biker Mice.
You would have been a little bit old. You guys are older than I am, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's a little. You would have
They-
been childish, but
I'm sure it was not a rip-off in any way of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I see.
they
Yeah.
had
Concept-wise.
motorcycles with like rocket launchers and shit on them.
And
It
instead
was
of being
exactly what I was
mutants,
drawing
yeah.
in my books at the time. It was like, what
So-
we're gonna do? We're gonna take this 11 by 14 sheet of paper and make the entire thing little airplanes with machine guns and rockets just across the whole page.
At work, we are renaming some teams, and the short form art of our team has the word digital in it, so we became Digi. So we spent like an hour at work yesterday looking up Digimon because we were getting ready for people to make that joke. And wow, some of that stuff is like, that's pretty cute, and some of the Digimon are like, here's some fuel for nightmares.
There's scary shit, man.
So one of my coworkers called it. It's like, oh, so it's like lack of consistency Pokemon. Another person said, how nice for them to make humans monsters. That's really forward looking of them. Yeah, it was funny. I had never like watched the show, but I spent some time flipping through like what the different Digimon were. And some of them are just stupid. Some of them are like, the artist must have just been, fuck you, I'm going to bring in my 5-year-old stupid drawing and animate it.
So-
and others were like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
So some of those things actually come from, they do contests in Japan where people literally, like children submit their monster ideas and then they take so many and they get added to the,
Yeah.
like that is exactly
They
what
get added
happens.
to the lore. Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing with like Mega Man. Like some of the Mega Man games, the stupid like Garbage Man was like, literally a kid drew a picture of Garbage Man and sent it to Capcom and went, Capcom, please make my Garbage Man, and it showed up in a fucking Mega Man game.
I like the image of an artist that hates life and just go, fuck you, I'm dialing it in. One of the Digimon one of the Digimon
Garbage
is
Man from the 5-year-old,
right.
and then being like, no, now make this into a cool thing.
Right.
What the fuck?
Fuck. One of the Digimon was just a fucking anthropomorphic TV. It's like, come on. Anyways, okay.
Its superpower makes you sit there for hours.
Exactly. Watching The Apprentice reruns. Because
Why
that.
would you watch The Apprentice
Teenage Mutant
reruns?
Ninja
I mean,
Well,
just-
no,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mind went to current state politics and how things will be in the final 4 years of his second term. Anyways, that's as much
Heathcliff!
that's as much politics.
Kenning's on the same page
Everyone
as
just
me.
everyone just has to watch it daily. That'll be fun.
Government mandated TV best ratings on reruns ever.
Where are my pants?
That one slipped out. Okay, no more politics. All right. Last game was called This Is Earth Temple. Taking
Earth Temple. Earth Temple.
Taking advantage of divided forces, the party starts to ambush groups of monsters and cultists as they re-enter the Temple of Elemental Evil. A group of werewolves takes notice of Shadow with dire results. Or
Shadow got his ass kicked. I don't know if you
dire
noticed
results?
Shadow getting his ass kicked.
Or optimal results. Desired outcome.
Good results or best results?
Bone Crusher is issued a challenge by a monstrous half-orc woman named Kella for leadership of the Earth Temple. And then there was a grand melee as pretty much the last and probably most powerful group of foot soldiers, at least, descended into level 1, consisting of 3 hill giants, 6 ogres, 5 ogres? 5 ogres and an Etten plus Kella tried to root out the interloper Earth Temple.
And the two-headed thing.
The Etten, yeah.
Yeah.
So right now we unpaused with you guys standing in a corridor full of guts and gore from these huge creatures, and you're picking through loot.
Yep, and there should be goblins cleaning up.
Oh right, you had run upstairs.
We're trying to figure out where to stack the bodies.
Stack them.
And yelled at
Look at the
you
loot.
yelled at these 7 goblins to just start cleaning up the
Clean it up.
bodies. The goblins looks absolutely miserable. You're not too sure if they're gonna come down and actually listen to you or not.
There you go. It's fine. Yeah, you know,
All right.
Crusher's a mighty curate and totally just gonna be, fair and kind and let you eat.
On Kella, you find some magical armbands, some magical hand wraps, a magical ring, and the Amulet of the Mountain, which Crusher recognizes from past visions of playing with a fate interrupting deck of cards. There are also 3 items from 6th through 8th level charts and 2 items from the Gygax chart. So let's roll some treasure. DM stuff, treasure tables. Now the Gygax chart. There's this chart in the back of Temple of Elemental Evil module that I converted to Pathfinder 2. So I'm slowly
1 to 98 obscure scrolls.
Yeah, a bunch of them are just big bundles of scrolls of high-level spells, and I
Scrolls that we have no hope in hell of activating at this level.
Yeah, same as what's his
Yep.
name? That troll.
So let's do the give me a D3, 2 D3s. 1 will be 6th level, 2 will be 7th, 3 will be 8th. So 2 and 2, so 2 7th level treasures. Give me 2 D2s. 1 is consumable, 2 is permanent.
Someone else.
Okay. Consumables.
All right.
I fucking hate you. I use a hero point to reroll those.
That's a good point. You guys can give yourselves your hero points, 1
Yeah.
for each of your groups of characters. It gets the extra 1.
As a little bit of time's gone by, has Darian been able to do the magic-y...
Healy
touchy-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so you find a 7th level consumable.
Is Alcur's low on healing?
Okay.
Oh, Crusher can do
Guys are
it now as
getting
well,
the
actually.
shit kicked out of you.
Mark, Crusher can do that as well now. The treat wounds only takes 10 minutes for him.
Okay, good.
So you speed up
So we can
how
help
long it
out
takes
with
to-
that.
Yeah.
He'll speed up, yeah.
So you find a potion
I
of
think the base is 15.
I think we said your level and lower you automatically identify, so you find a potion of Red Dragon's Breath Young.
That's like a breathe it and then blow on someone?
I think so.
You were gonna say, yeah, never mind.
And a greater...
Just don't. It was a malformed sentence.
Yes, I know what you're gonna say. That's okay. You know, and I know, and everyone on the stream knows.
and a greater smoke...
Hell no.
A greater smoke stick, and then the items from the...
Oh, fucking smoke.
Marty, let's...
It's 7th level treasure. He's a smoke stick.
7-year-olds is what we are.
Don't worry, we'll use the cigarettes to get past the lasers on level 3.
just like Catherine Zeta-Jones. All right.
Oh, is
We've
it?
been working on my glutes.
I'll get my cat suit.
You find a Ring of the Ram.
Those are fun.
That is a 6th level item. It's on page 615. Somebody should have used that. Everybody didn't know what it was. 12 on the chart is a moderate, sturdy steel shield.
Moderate, sturdy steel shield? Don't know what moderate means.
It's the level of sturdiness.
Oh.
Sturdy is a property.
Yeah, sturdy's a property that gives it more hit points so that you can block better.
I think it's more hit points and better hardness too.
I'm not sure what level item it is on, but
Fuck this guy.
but the page, yeah, one of
Namco.
the giants had that in there. Are you guys able to hear me? Because you guys have been talking over me a couple times already. So just, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
You're getting overridden by other voices from time to time for me.
Okay. And then the last item, 44, is a +2 striking scimitar. It probably needs a name. +2 item.
Who held it before? One of the.
You don't know. It was in one of the giant bags. Like, it's kind of sparkling, and probably a giant wanted it because it was good for cutting his meat.
Fillet. Skinning knife.
Slasher. Hacker.
I'm thinking the crescent of something.
The crescent moon blade.
The crescent of Declo.
Well, now you're just making stuff up.
No, there's the Declo Grove where all those darkwood trees were in.
Yep.
That you guys have a.
Does it have a darkwood handle?
It has a darkwood handle.
Sell it.
Fucking sell it. All right. I'm assuming druids can still use scimitars. It might be a holdover from a bygone age. Don't know. What were the abilities? It is a +2 striking scimitar. Striking means that it doubles the base damage.
It's +2 to hit and an extra die of damage.
Yep. Okay, those are from the Gygax tables. 3. Ring of the Ram was the third one. Okay, got them all.
That shield is a level 10 item.
Okay. But I don't think it's magical, so I don't think it took, like...
It is magical.
It is magical? Okay.
Sick.
Sturdy is a magical property.
Got it. The more you know. All right, so you know you've got a ring of the ram. The rest are unidentified. You'll have to roll to figure them out. And these are the things that you find in the giant bags, along with a lot of filth. And instead of the rotten food they're carrying in their bags, probably you want the fresh food that is all neatly stacked upstairs from the most recent caravan that came through. Well, what now? They're bleeding all over the place, says Ptolemy as he's backed away.
Well, you see, the problem with what you said there is bleeding is kind of what you do when your heart's still pumping. I think technically they're oozing.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't know that is actually correct, Oscar. Looks like oozing to me.
I like Oscar's verb better. They're oozing all over the place. They're making this level amok.
As I understand it,
They'll
there's
start
a
cleaning them
shiny
out.
new level going down one.
This level's gonna really start to stink soon.
That's what I mean.
If we had a necromancer, he could just have them walk out of here.
Alright, we've already got a werewolf, we don't need a damn necromancer.
Ooh, I know a necromantic spell. Does that make me a necromancer?
He just looks at him with a raised eyebrow, like, why are you telling me this?
Oh, I can talk to corpses. It's not like I'm going to make them stand up and dance, although that might be fun.
Have respect for the dead.
Well, they're not having respect for our level.
Yes. Perhaps.
Don't get me started about the ghoul room.
Yeah, that room's pretty ripe at this point.
Let's be clear, those are undead. You could be disrespectful to them as you want.
Noted.
So we're gonna try to push these sad sacks into that hall, or
We just move them over and just push them to the south hall.
get some
'Cause
locusts
I
or
think
something?
there's a room over there. Because the left side of that hall, I think, is full of other dead.
Oh, this is not Team Egghead's job.
Look, I 100% agree that the weenies do not do this sort of work.
Just because you're not good at it doesn't mean you can't help.
I'm fairly certain that's what it means in this case.
We can
Find out what these items do.
supervise.
Find out what these items do.
Oh yes, magic. Let's go spend time with the magic items over here,
We'll
Alka.
spend precisely as long as it takes for you to move those bodies.
As you're turning the corner, when you're done there, you better come back. They're not coming back.
Look, Squish, look at all the fun things we found. That means we don't have to move bodies around like we're a bunch of plague beggars.
I think we can move them here.
Okay, yeah. No.
Alright, so, you
Our
guys
best-
might want to get your own pins, Oscar. Puts this clothespin on his nose.
Yep.
And, we'll...
This will be easier if we cut them up. I hate to say it, but it will.
Well, I might not be the best at moving the big things around, but I can chop stuff, or I can drag bits that have been chopped.
All right. Okay, we're gonna try the labor thing again. How about that? Because
Hey, you said you could talk to dead things.
Yes.
can you talk these guys into moving?
No, that's a different kind of necromancy that Darian doesn't want me to have.
Well, what he know doesn't... Never mind that.
He's standing right beside you.
Yeah,
Maybe we should, we could talk to the... You want to talk to the lady?
Hmm.
You know what? You know what? I like
Yes,
I
well-
like that. That thing also gives you a +1 item bonus to fishing. The scimitar. Nice. Uh,
Lions, sea lions. Sorry, I missed this. I missed the sea on mine. It's good for fishing up lions. All right, so all right, we'll chop that one last. If you get an idea you want to talk to her.
Sure. Let's use the farthest one out and start with the ones right in the corridor.
it's lore. It would be lore fishing, right? There's no profession anymore.
Yeah, I think it's
Yes.
lore now.
Yeah, floor. Yeah.
Lore fisherman.
Yeah, if you want to know about something specific that's somewhat random, it's lore.
Lore.
All right, and as the official accountant slash collector slash inspector slash searcher slash protector of the squire, the
25 on my lore labor roll to help make this go faster.
If you're just trying to if you're just trying to move them around the corner, you can cut one of them open to get it nice and greasy, and then you just sort of push them down the hallway.
We're lubing the hall with their entrails. Awesome. Haul them around with rope. Awesome.
Oh, this one was feasting. Oh,
Cutting them up will just take too much time. Is really the. You've got enough people that you can push. The ones that are really big that you might want to push last are the hill giants. So you lube the hallway with the ogre glutton bodies, stacking them as far as you can go. Next is the Etten, and then the hill giants. You manage to slide just ever so slightly. You do check their bags. They do have a bit of coinage. We'll say that 200, 300, 900, give or take, silver coins. It looks like they recently got paid. And you find 3 carnival pixie dolls. Similar to the one that Oscar won at the Crooked Crossbow game.
Yep. And there was no kid.
Right? Fucking, who was it? Wither King just rolled a d20 and got a 20. First try.
That was funny.
There might be demigods amongst you.
Okay, can we move more of these bodies into here? Move these guys down there like that?
Sure.
Because we need more space.
So, anybody got a portable wall to just sort of throw up here? Because I want to just break it in. Same with the ghoul room. Just that room's done.
Oh boy.
You know that.
What?
Oh, I got blood.
It's
Like a horror movie.
it is exactly.
Like a horror movie, yeah.
It's not just any horror movie. It is specifically the one with the kid and the bicycle, the kid on the
What?
trike.
Oh, yeah, The Shining.
The Shining. Yeah. The elevators open up and went.
The paladin is here. The paladin is here.
Well, after half an hour or so of gallows humor and some backbreaking work, the group of you has pushed a bunch of the bodies into the next room, whilst at the same time, Alcur and Ptolemy are having a look at the items. Ptolemy's Arcana check is... I think he's the best at this. Arcanus plus 15.
So I believe Alcur has a plus. So if you have a little bit more time, Alcur is better at it. He has a plus 16.
Okay. How much
It
time
doesn't
does that
critically
require?
fail.
Okay. Well, then he will help you. So go ahead and give me pairs of rolls. The first roll will be Ptolemy's aid. The second roll will be Alcur's check, and we'll go in order of the
Just for
items.
the record, when the team muscle is done their work, Darian comes into the room and wipes his hands on Squish. Just grabs the thing and just uses the fur to wipe all the blood and gore off and throws it away like it's garbage.
Hey, does you have a problem with sticking to your fur?
That wasn't very nice, says Swish.
No.
Neither is its existence.
Ptolemy just smiles at you, waits for you to leave, and then prestidigitates Squish clean.
So-
Prestidigitate the hallway.
14 on the aid.
That does not
Or,
aid.
sorry, 16 on the aid.
16 aids.
And then it would be 27 on the check.
Okay. With Ptolemy's help, you identify the armbands of athleticism, DC 26. The 10th level items, I need 3 sets of rolls, DC 27.
Okay. Fail on the first one. Make it on the second one.
Okay, so you don't identify the striking hand wraps. You made it on the second one, so you understand the ring of energy resistance 10 acid.
And then we make it on the third one.
And you make it on the third one, which is the moderate sturdy shield. Now the important one is DC 31. This is the amulet of the mountain.
22 on the aid.
That's a plus 2.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. This amulet, once per day, allows the wearer to grow to a large size for 1 minute. It is a single action to use.
What does grow to a large size mean?
Increases reach, increases base damage, and
So
gives you temporary hit points. We should write that down.
It's one die category up. If you're at 12, it becomes plus 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's no AC penalty for it?
Nope.
There's no bonus to hit either.
Increase base damage dice, right? Base damage.
Base damage dice.
Dice.
Increases reach.
Reach of 10 feet.
And you're big.
And plus 10 temporary hit points. And
That's cool.
it lasts for 10 rounds or 1 minute, and it's one action, 1 per day. Now
It's one use, right?
1 use per day.
Not like 10 rounds
Nope.
on off kind of thing. Okay.
Amulet of Brodacity. They grow too big.
Bro.
Does your gear? Yeah, it's like an old school enlarged self.
Enlarged self.
Yeah.
Okay. I recognize this amulet.
Oh, have you looked at Righteous Might, Marty?
I have not. Is that the analog here?
It would be the 8th level Righteous Might, but it's not quite. It's weird. Like they just changed how these buff spells work. They're now like your AC is equal to 20 plus your caster level.
Yeah, that's exactly what like Wild Shape does.
Right?
Yeah.
They are just. It's like a wholly different creature.
Yep.
They're just weird. No, it's not outlined with.
So when an ogre uses a great axe, his axe does not do more damage, right?
It does
Yes, it
plus
does.
2.
It does plus 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it increases base damage dice for natural attacks, and plus 2 with weapons.
Well,
Effectively.
no.
No. It goes up 1 die. When it gets to D12, you add 2 each time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like a cloud giant with a great axe is D12 plus 4
As base damage.
as base damage.
Got it.
Whereas a cloud giant
it
with a
increases.
dagger is
So what?
D8.
What does an ogre get? Great axe
With
is
a
just
great
still
axe?
just a D12.
D12 plus 2.
Okay. So this
Plus-
this increases base damage dice only for natural attacks, and then +2 damage with weapons. Does that make sense?
So the
No.
D8s. So my D8s become D10s then.
Yeah, your D8s would become D10s.
And if
But
you,
like if that person was carrying a longsword, normally that D8 would become a D10.
I don't think so, because the monster entries that I see have the right damages for a medium-sized weapon. Interesting.
So,
End of the day, I don't really care that much. So
Well, it doesn't have to be used by
No.
Crusher. Is the thing?
Yeah.
Anyone in the party? can
Yeah,
use
it
this.
does.
let's just look at the large person and see how they do it there.
So an ogre is wielding a great axe,
which is D12.
and they get D12 plus 8 slashing, and their strength is plus 6, so they're getting just +2 damage.
So
Yeah,
enlarge
but
D12
as
is the limit.
That's because D12 is the limit for
So-
the increase.
Oh, I see. I
But so
fucking
here's
get it now. Okay.
the other half of this is enlarge the spell, which
Yep.
makes you large, gives you a +2 stats bonus to damage. When it makes you huge, it gives you a +4 stats bonus.
Oh, is there a spell
Okay.
that makes you big? This is what I'm.
enlarge.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I was trying
go
to
with
find
that.
it. Yeah.
Engorgio.
Yep.
It lasts for 5 minutes, and it's a 2-action arcane primal spell.
Holy crap! A 5-minute spell.
I know.
Wow.
It's almost as good as a shrink, which I think is a 10-minute spell.
Ooh. But you got to keep in mind, it takes you that much longer to get anywhere. So.
Well, it doesn't change any of your stats at all. You just
The
become
the creature is clumsy 1. What does that mean?
that's-
minus one
dex.
AC. Yeah.
It's a dex penalty of
Okay.
I think it's a penalty to hit too, actually.
only with dex-based attacks.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna use that spell because that's pretty much standard.
All right.
Single action battle buff.
Yep. Enlarge custom. I am gonna keep the increase base dice. Or +2 damage,
There and there.
and then the +10 and the +10 temp hit points per use. I'm gonna keep it at 10 rounds though.
Sorry, guys. Just give me a second.
You keep the +10 pay points. Yeah.
Yeah, it only lasts for
then-
10 rounds. It's just
And then Ahmed, when we get later and we want to get some extra magic in there, we'll get it heightened to 4th, so it becomes a huge mega crusher.
yeah. You put more magic in it, and you increase the amount of time that it is in it, and then how big you are, and that sort of thing. Okay, cool.
If you're going to be rude like that, we're not going to tell you which item is cursed.
He's
Oh,
gone.
who's rude to you?
He's gone. I don't think he's. That happened moments
I don't
ago.
think he's listening. Well,
What do you
sounded
think? I
good.
don't understand. Tell me about this amulet.
Kit Crusher comes in. He can't wait. He's full of blood, but he's wiping it off on a cloth instead of people's quasi familiars.
people's familiars.
Yeah.
The hand wraps are magical. Not certain what they do. Could be cursed.
My chances. No, I don't put him on. We'll wait for you to get a chance again.
We'll have a look
What
at them.
they are.
We'll have a look at them tomorrow. Sorry, but this you'll probably want to fight with Krieger over. Although,
It will make you larger and more powerful in your striking, but will make you slightly easier to hit. But you'll be able to, be easier to stand behind.
Hey, wait a minute. There's an AC. What's it called? There's an AC penalty for this.
No, there's not.
Clumsy one.
Not clumsy one. I don't think affects you because you don't use dex for your.
I do use Dex.
Oh, now you
I
use
have
dex.
a plus. I have a plus.
Here.
My Dex cap is 1. So what does it do?
Clumsy.
Oh.
You take a status penalty equal to the conditioned value to dex-based checks, DCs, including AC, reflex saves, range attack rolls, and skill checks using acrobatics, thievery, and stealth.
It's just like being
It's -2 dex.
big. Yeah, in the other game.
It's old school being big.
So in my case, it'd be a -1 Dex because my cap is at 1.
That's yeah.
Why?
It's -1. The value. It's a -1 penalty. So.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
And this definitely came from that harrowing that you were mentioning earlier, or somehow associated. It's a very old item. I didn't find my crafter's mark on this.
Nope.
Wasn't crafted by me though. I'm slightly
What?
disappointed. I must admit. Is all the dirty work done?
Most of it, yes.
Are you going to give
There's a lot of blood still in the hallways, but
Are you going to give Squish a bath in the guts as like Darian did?
what? No. Just wipes it on the wall at least.
Oh, he was sort of looking forward to it. He likes the feeling.
It needs to be
In that case,
destroyed.
definitely not.
It's Squish. Leave him alone. He's
I
allowed
I can make him squish, no problem.
he's allowed to have his own opinions. That's right, Squish. That's right.
Isn't it 8-0?
No. Squish is
Or is he
int plus 0, which means it's a 10 int.
10 int. He's
No,
got opinions.
he's having conversations with Squish. Like
he's got opinions.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it approaching that point where he's smarter than some of the PCs? It's
Wisdom would be 12, so that might
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Charisma 6.
Yep. Yep.
Don't even know if it's possible to have a charisma
18, 18, 10. Good stuff.
So, now that work is done, are we ready to? Well, we probably should. Who doesn't want to get melted by acid?
I don't want that to happen to me ever.
That sounds horrible. I think all of us fall into the not wanting to be melted by acid camp.
What's that, Squish? You do.
You don't have a telepathic link with Squish.
How do you know?
Because Squish tells me. Because I am the master.
Is that what he tells you?
Well, no, I just am.
Are you sure about that?
What if he's lying to you?
This is Darian.
Yeah.
I would. Kind paladin, would you not feed into his psychosis?
I don't know what that is. All I know is he should be paranoid with that thing around.
Possibly.
He puts Squish on the table and is sort of looking at across his arm and is looking at Squish.
I already have a protection from acid device on my person. So that ring might do well on yourself, Ptolemy, as we've seen acid arrows used as something to disrupt casters.
Yes, yes.
Alternately, potentially on maybe Darian, because he is oh so slow on his feet.
I've got a speed of 25.
I meant jumping. What's your reflex save?
Oh, it's garbage. Yeah.
It's
It's
Yes, you don't really jump out of the way of things. You kind of walk into them.
well, that's what the armor's for. Okay, just.
He looks at Darian. His eyes narrow.
That'd be a good idea.
Guarding the squire, even though he is insolent, seems to be the.
Squire's just looking out for your best interests, my lord.
I'm not sure. And he just sort of slides the ring across the table towards you.
Thank you.
Good choice.
Now the armbands. A ring of energy resistance. You taking that, or do you
Yeah,
want me to remove it?
I'll take it though.
Yeah, you come from the list. These. Additionally, the shield that you're using. This one is tougher.
Hmm.
It will be less likely to break if you used it to block attacks.
Okay, thank you.
Difficult to break is better, I suppose.
And it's a sturdy,
Moderately sturdy.
moderately sturdy. All right.
All right, and I'm going to put the Amulet of Mountain on Krieger or Bone Crusher.
Question's like going for it. It's not even. It's like this was mine. This was part of me. Crush is going to grab it.
It's removed from the list. It's just gone. Poof.
Yep, I put it on Bone Crusher's sheet.
Okay. All right. These armbands make someone better at climbing and swimming. Who would like to be better at climbing and swimming?
Ooh. Those are like my favorite things, next to
All right,
running.
So here you go. It gives you a +2 bonus on athletics checks, which
Ooh.
includes things like bull rush and those sorts of things.
Jumping and all that.
And then whenever you climb or swim, you add extra 5-foot speed to the distance you go when you climb or swim.
Nice.
Nice.
So monkeyman.
Okay, I'm pasting things on characters.
Okay.
I'll let you do that then.
The Ring of the Ram, I think, might be a good caster item, or like a. Don't know what I'm doing.
I just noticed that Darian has bracers of dashing at the bottom of his sheet. I don't know if you ever used them or.
I've used them, yeah.
Okay. Oh, and my OneNote's crashing. Reload that.
Oh no.
Okay.
The Ring of the Ram effect does 60-foot force blast, and you can like Kamehameha with it. Like 3 action. Alright, go. This thing's cool.
Where did you dump your previous shield, Mark? For Darian?
Oh, it's on. Hang on a second. Let me see. I just the heavy steel shield got. I didn't put it anywhere. At this point, I think we're dumping mundane items, aren't we? Okay, I forgot we're with Oscar, but.
What are you talking about? We've got 75 bulk worth of extra-dimensional space to fill.
My mistake. I guess it's going in the extra dimensional space.
So when Darian just kind of sticks it off to the side in the hallway, Oscar's like, "Oh, look at here!"
So the Ring of the Ram looks like it's a moderately good ranged attack that has a kind of low fort save associated with it. Once per minute, so it can be used really frequently.
What does it do?
You use actions to one action to activate the ring. You can use as many up to 3 actions with it. It does 2d6 points of force damage per action spent, and pushes the target 5 feet per action spent. DC 22 basic fort save. So the fort save's a little bit low, but
Oh, you could spend
for me.
3 actions to make it really strong.
Yeah, you spend 3 actions to do a 6d6 push with that'll push somebody 15 feet. Like it's fucking amazing. I like it.
Yeah, I think it should go one of the casters. Is there?
I'm just gonna put it on Elker. I'll forget
Sure.
to use it if.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Like I
Can
really
you push
appreciate
one target or an area?
one target.
Okay.
Okay.
A Morgan.
It is quite like a Hadouken. It's got hit stun on your Hadouken. The potion of Dragon's Breath. Give me a second. It's not under potion. It's under like young dragon breath or some.
It's an alchemical item. It's on page.
It's on page 562. 562. And it is which? It's red. Okay. So it does a 15-foot cone of fire. 46 fire damage in like it's a cone of, it's a
Burning Hands.
It's a burning hands. Yeah. And it is.
Oh, fuck this thing.
A single action? I guess you have to drink it.
Exhaling Dragon Breath uses a single action. The damage type equals to blah. You have to wait 1d4 rounds before you do it again. You do it for an hour. It gives you dragons. It gives you a d4 breath for an hour with 1d4 rounds cooldown.
Holy shit.
Thing is awesome.
It's a single
How
action.
much damage?
4d6 in a cone. I think you should give that to a frontline guy.
Yes. Just
Holy-
burp on it.
Instead of
Fucking
taking your
just
last
trigger.
attack at shitty plus, you just.
Bleh.
Yep.
I want to put. I think Krieger would have fun with that.
Yeah, give it to Krieger.
Sure.
Okay.
An hour of him burping on people.
Gross.
All right. This Ahmed, can you look up scimitar for me?
Yeah, what you need.
I want to know, is that a martial weapon? And you know.
1 second.
All right. Now I'm gonna get this smoke stick. Smoke stick. I think the smoke stick's gonna end up going on Oscar, but so he can ninja vanish while he ninja steals your stuff and runs away.
Okay, I'll just put it on Oscar. You can figure out what it does.
Scimitar is a martial weapon.
It is a martial weapon. Okay, so it's a D6 or a D8?
D6,
D6
slashing.
deadly.
No, forceful and sweep.
So forceful makes it additional damage per additional attack you make. So your later attacks do more damage. And sweep, I think, makes it easier to attack multiple opponents.
Yeah, it's
Good for hitting
yeah.
a bunch of little dudes.
Yep.
Okay, I think that gets just kept in the. It's a +2. I think it's in the transfer magic pile.
yes.
At least for now.
I'll even let you transfer the +1 item bonus to the lore fishing.
Oh, it's that's going on a hammer then. It's my fishing hammer.
It's just a good luck hammer to fishing.
Well, no,
It's for
we'll
clocking
put a
the-
reel on the other end of the hammer. You just flick it around.
It's so heavy that you can just leave it on the side of the bank. It won't get dragged in.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's good.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So that will.
Thanks,
will
Kenny.
transfer the-
That was the nugget of that idea came from you.
All right. It's really gross in here. Although I'm gonna grab a couple of. I'm gonna grab these 2 arcane tradition scrolls.
Okay.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while you're doling out treasure, so I hear that you're bitten.
Yeah. The damn werewolves got me.
Yeah. There's all sorts of lycanthrope problems around here.
Hey, you've seen... Have I turned before?
Yeah.
Was I in control?
Hard to tell.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Let's just say that we won't be putting up with you biting any farmers and good folk at Hamlet and spreading your infection.
Yeah, I don't plan on it.
That's good.
Did I used to do that?
Yeah. There's a lot of dangerous creatures around. Lycanthropes are one of them. They go crazy during the blood moon.
So I went crazy during the moon.
Not sure. Or you sort of look all fuzzy and alike.
Just in case y'all gonna have to tie me down.
Yeah, that's one way to handle it.
Don't want to end up in a goddamn castle again.
Not sure what that means. But
Don't
sure.
worry about it.
We farmers can scrape together enough silver.
That's fine. I ain't got problems with any of y'all.
There's also a thing called wolfsbane.
What's that?
A plant.
It's like poison.
Yeah. Sort of a cure. If you find some wolfsbane and eat that before you transform for your first time, you might be able to cure yourself. Of course, it's excruciating to those that are beyond curing.
Yeah, I'll think about that. You know this is what I'm supposed to be, though.
If you say so.
Wolfsbane, huh?
That's right.
Shadow know about it? He's got a
Knowledge nature?
decent nature?
Lore lycanthropes?
And well, it just has nature skill.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a poisonous weed. It's rare. You could probably, given enough time, find some out in the wild.
How much time before the first moon? Full moon.
We said it was 15 days to the time of the blood moon. Of course, you have other timers ticking down. You have an unknown amount of time before the rest of the temple comes back from the Grand Bali Circus.
Yep.
We're just gonna put a sign outside saying "Underdue Management."
All right, so Farmer Zed just takes a step back. You get a sense that he was warning you that if you start biting the peasants, you're going to have a problem with Farmer Zed.
That don't want to be werewolves.
So, Mr. Zed, sir,
Yeah.
I got a question, if you don't mind.
You don't mind an old man's answers.
I don't mind. Are your man bits absolutely massive, or are you way stronger than you let on?
Well, I've been farming for a long time. Hard living and hard work makes for a hard man.
Yeah, it's hard, all right.
Don't you worry, I'll do my part.
All right.
Something's up with that guy.
I'm just,
I don't know if he's bluffing or not, but
I don't think he's bluffing. I think he's got your number. Do you want to? So now that we got that understood, maybe we should put some armor on you.
Not too good with armor. No need for armor when you're out in the field.
he's a monk.
Some heavy clothing is all that will suffice.
Your
All
mic.
right.
Can't hear you, Mike.
He's 20th level commoner. That's enough. I'll kill you with that.
But he can't just be a commoner. He's got skills. Because otherwise he'd just be like lots of hit points and +2 and everything or whatever.
Farmer armor, a beekeeping suit, an apiary suit.
All right, and so are we gonna go knock on another temple, or are we going? Or and maybe I should raise this as a possibility. A bunch of that stuff came down, but there was stuff in that tower, and there was the birds. There's a few other things that maybe instead of going down to where everybody wants to kill us, we could go up where everybody wants to kill us.
That's.
I say we
Prepared
go
a
below.
spell to help with the water temple.
I say we go below and just fucking kill every one of them.
Fighting that
I'm ready to
woman
go.
has
Let's
sapped
go.
my powerful heal magics. So, I still have healing left, but nothing as potent.
I'm at about half power.
I'm good to go.
I'm all full of stabbing.
I'm fine.
Yes,
I'm good for smashing.
Keep your magics till we need them.
oh yes, we'll conserve. We'll be on strict cantrip routines.
Good. All right, let's continue then. Should we hit the water or the air?
Or do we want to go up and clear that tower and the birds?
We've never been
Lookouts.
into the room with the arrows.
That's a scary room. Because
Which
they
room?
want you to go there. That makes it scary.
Wait, which room? Air temple?
For all the talk of temples, we actually haven't found any significant places of worship.
It's true. Perhaps they
I
need
wouldn't
worship by
put
the
it that
portals.
way, but let's not. Oh, sorry, Mohammed.
Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
wouldn't put it that way, but I wouldn't dwell on the topic.
Perhaps they refer to temple as the portals.
Yes.
We haven't found the earth, the elemental portal, the earth element portal.
Yeah. Do you think your fancy tunic there is gonna help you keep from getting squished by a big rock?
I hope no. I hope so.
All
I'm
right.
pretty certain Alcur is gonna get burned into a tiny little piece of elf jerky when they chuck it into the fireplace.
Why are you saying these things?
I don't plan on being chucked into the fireplane. Thank you very much.
I think we should deal with the earth and water temples, the water and air temples as soon as possible.
As I was saying, I have a spell to help with the water temple.
What is that?
Some of us will be able to breathe water.
Oh, will we grow gills? I'll be like Squish.
It's kind of like that, actually. But some of us will not.
Fascinating. Squish doesn't require... He doesn't need to breathe anymore.
Yeah, it's because he's got gills and a mouth and
No, he's magic.
he's magic. Right, so we're going to be magic too, so we won't need to breathe either. Well, some of us. So if we're going to the water temple, then I
How
should
long?
cast this spell, but it takes a moment.
How long does this spell last?
Oh, I made certain to prepare a very powerful spell. So it will last until I prepare my spells again.
So we're not going outside, and we're not going to the
It will-
room
it-
with
it will last how long?
the triangles.
Till I prepare my spells again.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't want to be pushed into a water portal.
Understood. Sorry, you were saying, Ptolemy?
Triangles. We're not going to the triangle room, and we're not going outside. We're going down,
Yes.
because that's safer.
I
Yes.
don't think it is.
That does not check with me. I'm not saying no. I just don't think it's safer.
We're going to need to find those gargoyles at some point.
They were following the water elemental, weren't they?
Some of them.
No, there was the barnacle ones,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was the ones that were following the air temple. Big flying rock things.
Is there anything that we should know about them?
Knowledge gargoyle. I think we already rolled this, but I think we've leveled since we've rolled this.
Are
So
they poisonous or something like that? Or...
knowledge arcane.
Yeah, give
Or
me.
knowledge
This would be. They are beasts. So knowledge nature.
Netorb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Natural 20, 36.
All right. So I'm just gonna let you read the entry. just go ahead and read. With your natural 20, however, you know that the gargoyles that are in the Temple of Elemental Evil have been infused with the evil of the place, and some of their attacks might do
worse.
evil damage. Yeah.
God.
My question is this: why are the gargoyles with those two temples and not here? Or the fire temple? I didn't see any in the fire temple.
They don't have their systems online.
They didn't finish the bestiary. Okay.
Okay.
All right. They are CR4 creatures. They have resistance to all physical things except adamantine. They've got claws and jaws and clawed feet. They can fly. They can pretend to be statues. And then the ones that are barnacle are actually aquatic gargoyles.
So they probably move well in water, swim well.
They got a swim speed instead of a fly speed. Probably.
They're called capoacinth.
That's $5 wood.
Yep, and they can swim as well as fly.
Perfect. They're big monsters that can turn into statues and are very tough to hurt.
Oh, a swim speed instead of a fly speed. Interesting.
The magic of this place appears to have granted them the ability to fly and swim. Very scary.
All right.
So,
So they're
just because
crawling
I
around
have this
here.
spell
Somewhere.
prepared today doesn't mean that I can't prepare it again tomorrow.
We should.
But I do
we should,
plan on casting it before I go to sleep.
we should make our way towards the water temple then. See what damage we can do.
Alright, but if you don't feel the need to keep pushing when you're severely hurt. No shame in, falling back or, recouping.
Sounds good. Marty, is the magic of the amulet is spent for the day, or is it per person?
It is spent for the day,
Okay.
as Kella used it.
Because that would be cool. Like, I'm big, now you're big, now he's big.
That would be incredibly broken.
Yay. All right,
All right.
shall
so,
we?
Sure.
All right. So if that's where we're going, then all right. Everyone have a seat, and two of you don't worry about it. Who doesn't get the spell?
Oh, you're casting a water breathing now.
It lasts until my next preparations for
Ooh.
5 creatures.
Nice.
Hey, I'm just want to point this out. I can fight underwater. I practiced.
Perfect. So you
Punched
Get
out so
this.
many fish.
get the spell.
All right.
I have tentacles.
And you get the spell.
Hey, can you do like a black inky thing?
No.
That's right. You don't do the black inky thing.
I could work on it.
That's okay.
My lord.
I could just picture him doing it on land too. Just
It's
things are going bad, just black ink and he's gone.
it's hard for a young man to concentrate on 2 things at once.
My fists will not be as effective, but I'm pretty sure I can fight underwater as well.
Oh, and the squires in heavy armor, he might sink.
Yeah, I probably will.
I don't know. How effective are arrows when they hit water? I'm sure Shadow's messed around with that crap. Tried fishing at some point.
I think that leaves Unky Dwarf and Shadow without the ability to breathe underwater.
Fucking figures.
Hopefully they don't have any underwater booby traps, fuckers.
How long is this spell gonna last?
till my next daily preparations.
Well, that's a good long time.
Can we use this in very heavily smoked areas?
Only
But it's
the
hard to
smoke
breathe?
is steam that is so dense it becomes water.
Ah, interesting.
Spells in this system are quite frank at certain times. Targets can breathe underwater. End of. Like, that's done.
That's it.
Is it water? No, you don't breathe in it. You don't breathe in pudding, and
You don't breathe in acid or lava. Just...
So it takes 1 minute to cast a spell, which is part of the reason why we're doing this beforehand.
Okay. The minute passes, the spell is complete, and you put on the tokens that that you've got water breathing.
Water breathing.
I'll put that on Ptolemy's.
And I think so. The third circle version of this lasts for 8 hours, and I think that's actually might be a little bit more practical. But Alcur is worried about being pushed into a water.
Yeah, the threat you're taking seriously.
I'm taking it seriously that they're going to abduct me in my memory and throw me through a water portal.
Okay, some good preps have
What's
been
about?
cast. And then the group of you, if you're done editing, I'm going to copy you guys and bring you to level 2, which I assume you're going which way down?
North.
The north side where the Minotaur was? Okay.
Yeah.
I will force you guys to level 2. There are no
Can I
random...
check in on the Minotaur on the way by just to see if he's still there?
Yeah, the Minotaur is still there, and your prisoner is sleeping. The one that that had the horrible experience with...
I think we're just going to drop him off some food. Some of the rotten stuff from the ogres, but whatever. Just
Okay.
food that's edible.
The Minotaur hungrily eats things, and the other one just is sleeping.
All right.
Don't worry. You'll be out of there soon.
Okay, so sorry, I didn't see this part. Where's the water and where's the air?
We don't know.
We
found
don't
it yet.
know.
We got to find it.
It's the
Hold
great
on.
mystery of.
We talked to somebody and he said he knew where the top left is close to one of the temples. I just don't remember which one.
I believe it's the water.
Okay, there are two ways down into this level. On the stairs and going down here, but you could get off on this other.
Let's go
area.
the other one.
Okay, so there's a diagonal hall that leads to a hallway. There is a door.
Is Shadow going with the group, or is Shadow running solo?
Yeah. No, he's. Oh no, he's stealthing behind.
Behind.
Okay, there is a door to the south.
Do the locks here look like they can be opened by the key ring that we got from the Earth element, the Earth Temple?
No. In fact, Oscar tries a bunch of the locks and nothing works.
Don't work.
I'll pick the lock.
Yep.
Oscar now picks locks at. He can do 3 lock picks around. It's one
Okay.
action.
And then what is your bonus? Like, let me check to see if you even need to roll against these.
Plus 22 or plus 21.
Nope, you don't need to roll. The DC's 20. So you pop out, open a very simple lock, and there is a junk room.
Such an appropriate name for rooms of such potential.
You see potential, I see garbage.
All right, this particular chamber, this place is filled with old furniture, mostly wardrobes, cabinets, armoires, and chests. The chests do not look like they're locked or have lots of things in them. There are chairs, stools, a small table, a couch, a shabby carpet on the floor, various types of hangings adorn the walls. This place is a hodgepodge of junk, obviously altered since the overthrow, or since the last time the temple was in its height. Actually, the chests have stuff in them, including the wardrobes. There are merchant garments, laborers' clothing, farmer and seafarers' garb, scribes' robes, women's apparel, beggars' rags, hats, cloaks, capes, robes, sandals, boots, shoes, and other things.
Are we
Well,
missing
where were you
Krieger?
when we were looking for goddamn skins?
From the poorest sort of finery, from the poorest sort to the finery of a noble or a court fop.
This is the dress-up room.
Some of it is
Oh,
actually,
sure.
some of it actually is valuable. You'll have to sort through it, but you could open up a fucking clothing store with the stuff that's in here.
This is another day.
We'll come
Darian
back
just
to that.
closes the door.
I'll cook.
See
Can you
that
check for
big
magic?
ass tapestry back there?
It'll be there when everything's dead.
What's behind it?
Yep, you find a door which leads to an awkward little L-shaped room.
Okay, can you check for magic, please?
It's tech magic.
Okay, give me a D3. 1, there's something magical.
Nothing that I sense. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay, in this little side chamber, you find 30 crossbow bolts. Perhaps guards could have sat inside this room. You also find tools for crafting and maintaining crossbows.
Okay, we're gonna put the 30. We're gonna take the 30 crossbow bolts because we got a bunch of peasants with crossbows.
Okay, you you pop the lock on the next door and you find a barracks of sorts. 243.
I think we're missing a Krieger token.
He died.
He's left out on purpose.
Oh,
He's
okay.
Aim and Darian were playing piggyback.
Okay, there we go.
He's
Why are you
dead.
wearing armor? It's so heavy.
He's dead. I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't tell you.
We put magic items
Oh,
on
yeah.
the dead character just to make you feel good for an hour.
You find 8 torches, and then if you want to scavenge the 4 unlit ones in the wall sconces. This place is a pair of beds, a trestle table, 2 benches, 2 chairs, a writing table, a wardrobe, and four
The lights being
stools.
collected to bring back up to the
Okay.
peasants.
You
Just
find-
in a
you
generic. We have light for them.
You find a writing kit.
Ooh.
Grab that.
You find 2 small kegs of beer and some drinking vessels. It looks like bandits might have, or temple warriors might have spent time here. You don't know who these people are, and they're not home.
The drink goes back up. Like we bring the drink with us. I'm not putting it on our treasure sheet. It's going up to our peasants upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, Shadow put it in his bag of holding.
All right. And I'm pretty certain you had to draw the shortest of short straws. He's also going to check the back of the room just to see if there's is there a peephole or another secret door or something, or is this just like the hell closet of no? You get to sit in the deepest, darkest corner of the crappiest hotel room ever.
Might be magic inside, Alka. Go ahead.
There's no peephole there, but along this wall you do find a secret
There's light
passageway.
coming in.
Yeah. There's a way to get out here.
There we go. Otherwise, it's just nuts. Okay. Well, alright. So that connects in 2 secret doors. Secret door within a secret door.
This one was just concealed by the curtain, which you obviously saw.
It was
I
a
looked
secret.
I looked at your perception checks and it just beat the DCs, so I showed it to you. That's how that works.
I found the secret.
Okay, there is a room that smells of varnish and wood. Kind of to the north, like the hallway, there's a distinct smell. There's a locked door to one side and a hallway to the other, just to the north. And then you see down the
That smells
southern
like an air
hallway,
temple.
there's a bit of a shadow, a musty smell coming from the south. Everything
Musty
is
smell can mean water.
quiet here.
Hey,
And
when
then-
you smell shadow, point away.
Oh, that's right. I have sent. He said, "What, Marty?"
There's a
Musty
musty
in
smell.
the south, pine salt in the north.
It's musty down that way.
Resin and like chopped wood.
That's to the south
North.
or north?
Chopped wood, resin, some kind of wood crafting, maybe.
Alright, well, why don't we go nerf?
Okay, Shadow stays in this corner.
This large chamber is evidently used for storing wood and lumber. Stacks of wood stand near the entrance, planks and beams at the west end. Just inside the entry are several large, lumpy sacks. The wood is new and looks like the sacks are filled with charcoal, and there are a couple of like barrels of varnish, probably used for repairs or construction. You find a small lumber yard, effectively.
It's Home Depot.
There's a
What's that to our
padlocked.
right?
There's a padlocked door, and the padlock looks a little more impressive than the locks you've been popping.
We'll attempt to unlock the padlock.
And if you get it, you could have a padlock.
Cool. Natural 20.
All right, so you have
I think that's the highest we've ever seen, actually, in like skill rolls.
you.
I've optimized my character around being a thief.
No, not like 40. I don't think we've ever hit 40 with any skill check.
It is a master padlock, which is DC 30.
Okay.
It reveals a small storage chamber.
Just grabs and goes yanks.
That contain the following: a small. You ready?
Yes.
A small suit of chainmail.
Like small as in small creature?
Small creature, yep. A medium-sized plate armor that looks knightly. 8 backpacks.
Okay. 8 backpacks?
14 holy water vials.
Oh, the last adventuring party.
5 lanterns. A set of starter rogue lockpicks.
Basic rogue lockpicks.
2 mallets. 2 map cases, so like really long scroll tubes. A silver hand mirror. A writing kit. 4 hemp ropes, 50 foot apiece. 52 spikes in a box. 52 iron spikes.
That was the 2 that was throwing me off there.
6 tinder boxes and 5 large sacks.
Is anything magical in this room?
Give me a D3. 1, there's something magical.
Nope.
Oh, they didn't kill Shadow at this point.
Alright, well, this be an armory. So, why does this kind of got like a nice look to it? Doesn't look like a poison. I believe that's holy water. Why do you have a bunch of holy water in here? Somebody probably died carrying it in, and they were probably, I don't know, a short one and a tall one.
You get a feeling that with all the different maker's marks and the fair to good condition of all these items, that these could have belonged to victims of theft or murder, or any of the interlopers that have come here over the years. Probably deposited these items and they were neatly sorted.
Potentially, they could even be the druid or the wizard. Potentially, wizards can wear plate, I suppose. Does that wizard look like he's strong, or does he look like
No.
just a?
No,
weenie
he's
like
not
the rest of them?
strong. He's a weenie. He's on Team Weenie. Firmly on Team Weenie.
Okay, we'll go around this way.
Okay. You find a much more jumbled storage area.
Oh, that's so nice.
This place evidently once held many sorts of supplies. Much of the foodstuffs are now scattered in ruin, rotting on the floor. They're broken containers that are tossed about, mixed with many bones. Give me a D2. 1, there's something magical. That somebody forgot. 2, there's something salvageable.
Salvageable.
All right.
Even better than magical. No, it's not.
That's
Yes, it
Oscar's
is.
middle name.
Hey,
Salvageable.
If this was a space game, Oscar would be a scrapper. Living in the carcass of some god.
That sounds cool. I like that thought. Something salvageable that isn't magical. Okay, that screams a weapon of some strange material. I guess it could be armor as well.
Oh, a adamantine dart.
That is so.
grab it. I was just grab it and stab whatever it is.
Did I happen to mention the one material type that would bypass the DR of the monsters that we're fighting next?
Okay, so 1 is adamantine, 2 is cold iron, 3 is mithril, 4 is silver.
No!
2.
Cold iron.
I guess somebody brought something to kill a demon.
Okay. Now let's look at the weapons chart.
I like the cold iron one better than, well, adamantine actually. Yeah.
Just an adamantine dart where you use just a big rock as
Put
a
it
dart
right at the end of, tied to the end of a spear.
Well, what would you do if you got like a toothpick made of adamantium?
Not pick my teeth with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And make up a chat round.
Oh no.
I have no enamel left. It's very painful.
Alright, it's a simple weapon.
Oh, come on, dart.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11?
Oh, no, give me a second. It could be a simple... There's your dart. Okay.
There we go.
I'm going to say that it's a 3 is ranged. Nope.
No dart.
No dart. No dice for the dart.
A returning adamantine arrow. A true returning adamantine.
Okay, it is a standard grade cold iron tipped long spear.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sounds pretty cool. Can you put some
That's
magic
cool.
into that puppy?
You can, and you can put significant amount. It was just leaned up against the wall, and somebody might have forgot it, or just...
So a standard grade
Cold iron.
long
Spear.
long spear.
Give it to Crusher. When he gets large. Does that increase?
Until we put magic into it, it's worse than everything else you're holding.
Yeah, you know. But I do have AOs, or one.
Alright, so you've explored some storerooms and found some stuff.
We
Where-
can use this to go fishing. Spear
Devil
fishing.
fish.
Don't worry, Squish, you're not a fish anymore. They're not gonna fish for you. You're already captured.
Shadows sneaking over.
Or are you captured?
Don't listen to the squire. He's grumpy today. I'm not sure why. Maybe he didn't defeat enough evil yet.
I haven't.
See?
That was a very big hallway full of a lot of evil. We have done a lot of evil defeating over the last 24
Okay,
hours.
there is a door where the musty smell is coming from.
That's where we're going.
All right, bring on the fungus monsters.
Bring on the igloo.
Bring on the family of Tendriculus that is now fatherless.
So we're gonna open this door, huh? Shadow takes a step back.
Yep, you
And
notice that there are a
go
couple
for
of
it.
like broken buckets in the hallway, just outside this door. They have a bunch of moss, or not moss, but fungus growing on them. Inside this chamber is an oddly shaped. It's an oddly shaped chamber of mortared stones. Oops. There's a low wall of mortared stones, and water seems to have pooled into the room.
That reminds me of a apartment bathroom that was not my apartment bathroom.
Water trickles in from here and there in several places of cracks along the walls, and it gravitates to a floor drain in the center. It's maybe about 2 feet deep at some portions of this irregular floor. Like it kind of dips down near the back of the chamber.
Time for you to try out your water breathing spell.
Is Marty? Is it locked? Was that door locked?
Nope.
It was not locked. Okay, can we do a bit of survival, like tracking? Did
There-
wet feet walk out of here?
Yeah, there are some buckets that suggest that creatures do come here to drink and get drinking water. The water's pretty gross looking. There's a lot of slimy growth that you could see from here. Bath time, boys. Yep.
Hey, Jake.
It's looking at me.
All
I
right.
need my
Let's
slippers to go for a shower.
do this. Shadow puts his fucking lowers his arrows a bit. Like, good luck, fuckers.
All right, so just take a look around and see if a monster's gonna try to eat you.
I'll check for the magics. Yo,
Gregor's got his hammer out. Just looking around for things that need
Okay.
smashing.
So Krieger kind of hops over the wall and kind of squishes into the place, and you do see that there's kind of a generally roundish slime-covered object that is in the deepest portion of this area. Darian, you are having a flashback of fighting something horrible and tentacled in this room and dropping your shield.
there is magic below.
Do I remember if we won?
You remember backing out of this room and you kind of conceded that your lion-faced shield would eat the tentacles. For some reason, you got the sense that you were wandering around this dungeon alone and that you were really angry at your companions. You were on a I'll show them quest.
Oh, I pulled a Paul. other party. Never mind.
Past campaign, that's like a 15, 20-year-old reference, Mark.
Yeah, it's a 15, 20-year-old reference, but you got it.
Yep. It's the when they didn't learn the don't go adventuring alone.
Yeah. He kind of... I was here before.
What can you tell us about this place?
Well, there were tentacles.
Tell
me,
me,
his
There's
lord
supposed to be tentacles in here.
Oh, Ptolemy goes rushing in. Yes, it is quite lovely in here, isn't it, Squish? Reminds you of home? Does it?
Stay back.
Honestly, what is wrong with you? He's looking around for his shield, really.
Yeah, Krieger's just like standing next to it, kind of. It scrapes along the ground when you kind of kick at it. It's just been in here for so long that it's slime covered like everything else.
Krieger picks it up. I found some.
All right, I think there's actually a picture in here if I could find
Oh,
what page
perfect
it's
for a
on.
monk.
What an asshole.
Crusher smiles and hands it to Darian.
240.
Yours, I assume.
It's got a lion face on it.
Yep. It's actually like a 3-dimensional lion face.
Oh, that looks like it's an interesting craft.
And for some reason I don't have a page number, so it looks
we can
like
sell it.
this big book is big.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Sell pile.
Fuck off.
Oh, we're punchy today, apparently.
That's funny.
You remember how to use it. You raise the shield, and as you raise the shield, you make a melee strike as the same action with the shield's lion.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
The shield's biting maw is a martial melee weapon that deals 2d6 piercing damage and has the deadly 1d6 trait.
Deadly what?
On a crit, it does an extra d6.
Yeah.
Effectively, this is not only a normal shield. I'm going to give because it's a special item.
Anybody else want the sturdy shield? Because I got a lion shield.
I do. He holds us to bag of holding.
Pass it
In it
along.
Give me a D3, Mark. 1 is adamantine, 2 is cold iron, 3 is mithril.
Adamantine, chew on gargoyle.
3.
Okay.
Hero point.
Silver?
No, it's mithril.
Mithril? Which silver?
Silver.
Silver.
Chew on werewolf. Chew on
Chew.
werewolf. No.
It is a moderately. So okay, this is Darian's. What are we gonna call it?
Shield of the Lionheart or something like that?
The Lionheart shield. Is somebody typing this down?
I'm presuming Mark is kind of going
Yes,
immediately to
I'm
his
gonna
character.
Yes.
He already knows how to use it.
Okay. The Lionheart shield is a moderately sturdy.
Oh, damn. Hang on. Just... All right. Okay.
High-grade mithril object. The lion's head functions as a +2 striking shield boss. That has the powers of a lion shield, page 588. Unlike the lion shield, the shield boss can be upgraded. And the shield is an item that became your... You remember inspiring troops with this thing.
Troops.
Troops. In some war, they were like chanting, "Show us the shield," and you held up your shield and it roared like a lion.
So, is this something I had in another life?
Yes.
Like my first life?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It is old and it is somewhat diminished. Like lying in this soup of evil has diminished the shield. You remember it being something completely much more.
Yeah.
The fact that it is a high-grade mithril item means it's a 16th level item, just that part alone. Which means you could enchant the beast out of this thing.
Piss out of it.
Yeah. You're like, it summoned lions? It roared? It talked? Yeah, now you're kind of confused. Standing in this horrible, musty room in brackish water, up to your knees, looking at this ancient relic.
This is from my first life.
How did it get in the puddle?
I was carrying it.
Oh.
I was upset with you, all of you, for some reason.
I
And
didn't
came
do
into
it.
this.
I probably did it.
I came into this room and I was attacked by some tentacle monster. It took the shield.
I know.
I'm fairly certain the shield ate him.
Interesting. Shield ate the tentacle monster.
Yes, it's The lion's got a face that goes, ah.
Right. Of course, Darian. I believe you.
No, like this. He activates it like.
Yeah, he just seems to know how to use it. You get the face of the lion moves and like is biting, making biting motions.
Is it like the item, or is it like unlimited amount of times you can do that?
It is like the item.
So you activate it for a minute. The next minute you can.
Yeah.
So you might want to not.
How many times is it?
Once per day.
Well, in that minute you could do it 10 times.
Okay.
Yeah, you do it
That's
for a
right.
fight. We'll say that he.
What's really cool about it is the activation is doing it the first time. There's no extra action to turn it on.
Yes.
First time you do it is the activation, which is awesome.
All right, Krieger, you strew,
Very cool, like-
you fish around and you kind of like you don't find anything else that's in here.
Where's my hammer of destroying?
This is your first time, Krieger. Or your next time through, we can find your things that you've dropped.
Oh man.
But it won't happen because we're going to succeed, right, Darren?
Of course we are.
Perfect. I have all the confidence. You don't sound very confident. I have all the confidence.
All the confidence of someone about to shit themselves. Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna get stabbed.
Shadow, give me a perception check. You're the one that's outside the room. The other, all of you are kind of in this echoey, watery chamber.
Yes, I'm lookout. Oh yeah,
Splash
perception.
Taking a bath.
Perception is out here. 16. Okay. Oops. D20 plus that. 20.
Okay, you thought you heard something going, kind of from down
Where
here.
was- Shadow like snaps his fingers, like points. Yeah, stealthing. Oscar she's Shadow puts his bow out and starts to hunch down and sneak across.
Okay, at this point in time, while you're stealthing this way,
Yeah.
okay, you get to that weird corner here, that odd corner of the dungeon design, and you can actually hear a different noise. It sounds like kind of like a shuffling of heavy feet. Something's coming closer, kind of down this hallway. And then there's that sound again.
Have they heard? Have the guys reacted?
Well, yeah, Shadow snapped his fingers. Everyone else can move to where they
Oscar will
want.
Start to commence the team stealth check, like the follow the expert.
Yep.
Okay, Shadows hide.
Yeah, I think this becomes initiative because
Yeah, so stealth.
you guys were making a bit of noise.
Here, I'll put us halfway through. Like we're partially collected and gathering ourselves in the room.
26.
Are you rolling stealth or initiative?
Initiative.
Stealth. Oh, I was rolling stealth.
Is everyone's initiative modifiers updated on the sheet?
I don't know
Oh.
about Kriegers or Darians.
I will.
Did you update mine, Adam?
No,
Last game? I asked you to.
maybe I did. I will neither confirm nor deny.
Pathetic.
Is Shadow's perception 16?
Perception is 16. Yes.
Okay, so yes.
Initiative is 18.
Yeah, plus 2 bonus.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes, I did. I did do the thing that I said I did.
Good man. You need to live.
Okay. Yeah.
You get to live.
Thank you. Thank you for your permission.
You and your mustache are free.
Hey, stash!
Where'd you go?
I'm just going to use the random number generator. Yeah, you guys are stealthing, and perception checks are when...
All updated.
Shadow's readying to pray something.
Bone Crusher. What's Bone Crusher's perception?
Crusher's perception. I think it's one.
Krieger and Darien are updated, Mark? Okay.
Yep.
Ptolemy, I don't
it's
think
more
it
than
is.
one less.
It's 14 actually.
So I updated Shadows. I did not update Crushers.
Okay. Perception 10.
Crushers
What
is
have you
active now.
done? What have you done?
10, 13, 14, and 5. Okay.
Why are we spreading out?
Ptolemy's trained in deception?
Ptolemy is not.
So then it should just be his charisma.
Crusher's looking at Oscar like,
Oh,
what the hell's going on?
yeah, it doesn't go up.
It's really easy
Yeah.
to make that derp.
Shadow, what are you doing? You can hear something big coming down, and then you can hear some other noise, like a...
I'm just readying to pray and fire at whatever's coming down.
Bone Crusher?
He's looking at Oscar like, what the hell's going on?
If I know Shadow's off doing it. He's hunting something.
Okay, stupid Shadow. Crusher will stealth and mountain stance behind Shadow. Actually, no. Let it come down here. He'll move over here and mountain stance.
Okay. Oscar?
Oscar's just gonna delay. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's gonna hang out here at this doorway.
Alcur?
What's happening? Alcur will cast shield and take cover behind the thing. Grab cover.
It's speaking.
Oh, is it the garbage monster?
I think so. Sorry.
Maybe it'll eat. Maybe it'll clean up a problem upstairs.
All right.
Poopsie poopsie.
Shadow, what was your stealth check?
26.
Let's see if this creature sees you. 31. Okay, so when it comes around the corner, it knows you're there. There is this horrible creature that looks like a disgusting fleshy robe, like bat.
Wait, couldn't I see it coming down here?
It moved. I think you have a ready action, so if you see its perception, you make an arrow at it.
Yeah.
So you were right at that corner then, and
So-
you're,
Yeah, to
and
try
you're
to-
still looking. Okay, so you did see. Well, give me your perception check. I guess is your initiative. You went before it, and you rolled really high. So yeah, you see it here. It's sort of flapping along, like half crawling, half flying. It's got a barbed tail and weird barbs hanging
Coming
off
down
its
this
head.
way.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. Can I? Is it's so this is my readied action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is your reaction to use your ready action, because that's how
Okay.
ready actions work.
Let's. Is this considered an animal? I assume not.
Nope.
It's not. It's my prey. Fire 2 arrows into it.
You just saw it now, so you
You get one action.
get one
Oh,
action.
shit,
So you
that's
can
right.
mark. You could have readied to mark it.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens. Okay. It will continue its movement.
It's gonna grab Shadow by the face. That's no good.
Fuck.
Shadow's being attacked by a set of drapes.
It's gonna just try to bite Shadow.
I'm already a werewolf.
AC 17 is a miss.
This.
It had to fly to you. And that's it. Krieger?
It's over here. It's over here. It's over here.
It comes out to here. Hey.
There's this low moaning sound issuing forth from the creature, and it's getting louder and louder and louder.
He's gonna.
We don't know what it is, but I have a feeling we don't want it to make whatever that noise is. Just a sneaky suspicion.
Does it get an AOO as I approach?
No.
Or a reaction, I guess. All right.
Its form is very shifty and blurry at the edges.
Oh. So AC 30, is there a flat check?
There is a concealed flat check, which I think is 5.
DC 5?
Yep.
10.
Okay, so you strike at the middle, and you do hit it. Whack! It makes a wet slapping sound. It is a solid crunch.
For 23 damage.
That seemed to hurt it. It unfurls though, and after it kind of went into a defensive role, and is now striking back out towards all of you. The sound is getting louder. You don't like it, Darian.
Darian lights up his sword.
Yeah, evil drapes that way. Go get him.
That's one move. And there.
That's 3 moves, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is 3 moves, but if he attacks someone, he gets a oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no room for me over there, so I suppose I'll just go the other way.
The tentacled mouth garbage creature is blundering down the hallway and talking. It moves slowly. There's 1. There's 2 and 3. It gets really excited when it sees you. It's hopping up and down. Its tentacles are whipping around. And the Odiug and the Cloaker might be talking to each other.
What does Ptolemy think they're saying?
Ah! I don't want to be eaten, is what Ptolemy says as he comes around the corner.
Don't let it eat you.
Oh, you're not as horrid as I thought you would be. He says, still, you need to shut up. Shut up! He begins speaking in a horrible tongue, Aklo, and he's going to fire a fiery bolt at the creature. He has a plus
14 maybe?
16, so 23. He maybe hits. Flat check. He hits, and 3d4 plus 4, or has it gone up to 44?
For which one?
Produce flame.
I think it's 44, but I will confirm.
Okay.
Because they're all a little bit different.
Ooh. Good show, old man.
Produce Flamu is 1d4 plus, so it'll be 44.
Okay. He does a total of 20 damage with this fiery bolt.
No! Max damage.
When you crit with this thing, it will do 4d4 persistent damage.
Yeah, he did do max damage. He did. He rolled all 4s. Caught it right in the face. I got it! All the sorts of ticking and clicking sounds, and top of the round is Shadow.
I was gonna back up.
Okay.
Is there a reaction?
It does not have any reactions. Let me check the Odiug.
Those are horrible sounds.
Nope, the Odiug doesn't have any reactions either.
Okay. Rapid fire this puppy. And move, shoot, shoot.
The fiery blast bloodied it.
Oh. Is it okay. My attack to hit this thing is Shadow. Oh, there we go. All right. D20 plus that. $27.
Hit, maybe.
Maybe. Plus